Today I want to bring to you another prediction video, and this one is another message from my spirit guides about the year 2020 and 2021. So this is about you, your life, and some important energy patterns that you need to be aware of. Stay with me. Welcome back to Choosing Gratitude. I'm Karen from ChoosingGratitude.net, and this channel is all about helping you manifest your dream life. So if you're new here, make sure you click the subscribe button and the notification bell and start to manifest your dream life by choosing gratitude. A few months ago, I made a video about the upcoming 2020. That was about end of 2019 I made that video. And a lot of people probably just start to find out about that video. And many of you told me that looking back, the predictions were actually spot on. You know, the predictions are pretty accurate. So if you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link up there. So take a look at what my guides told me back then. And right now it's around mid-May 2020, and I have some sort of updated messages from my guides, and I really want to share these messages with you. First of all, they're telling me that this year, 2020, is a very, very important year. Just like what they told me all the way back in 2019. They said that this year is going to be completely different, and they are right. Guess what? I feel like I have been in a prolonged spiritual retreat all this time since the beginning of this pandemic. And a lot of people are suffering, and a lot of people are having financial problems, but also a lot of people are in isolation. They're fine. They just don't know what to do with themselves, right? So my guides are telling me that this period of time is really an opportunity for spiritual awakening. No matter what you're going through, you know, you may be going through health problems, you know, maybe you're affected by this virus, or maybe you're going through financial problems, or maybe you're just really bored and you really can't wait for your life to be back to normal again. And what my guys are telling me is that the life we knew as normal may not be really normal. My guys were saying that you know, what we had before in the past decade or so as a human race collectively, we were kind of going away from our divine wisdom. This is the period of time where, you know, we need to start returning to looking for light from within ourselves rather than looking for things from outside of ourselves. And my guys are telling me that the most important energy pattern that's playing out right now and in the next year or two is basically something called restructuring. And they're saying that the physical structure around us are going to shift. What do they really mean? I don't think that means that you will all be moving into a new home. It's not like that. What they're really saying is like, you know, the physical reality, the reality as we know it is changing. Maybe you're gonna see changes in political system, in our financial system. There are a lot of things that are tangible that are changing, and I think this change is not going to stop after the pandemic is over. My guys are telling me that you know, starting from now, we're going to have less and less of a public health crisis, but rather we're going to have more and more of a financial crisis and a spiritual crisis. You're gonna hear less and less about the virus because the number of infections is gonna go down. It's not gonna completely go away until probably 2021. That's what I'm getting. Whenever you're communicating with your spirit guides, you are not speaking your human language with them. In a way, you know, this concept of time, you know, the concept of numbers doesn't exist in the spirit realm. So I'm just doing my best to translate the message. The most important thing you need to remember is that this restructuring is going to last for a little while. Until when? Until we are finally ready to move to the next chapter. And you can also get guidance from astrology if you want to put it in a time frame, right? The planet Pluto went into the sign of Capricorn in 2008. And that year we had a financial crisis in the United States. And the Pluto is not leaving Capricorn until 2024, I believe, 2023, 2024. So we're just in the middle of this. The sign Capricorn represents physical structure, government, big corporations. Pluto is the energy of restructuring, changing, transformation. So you're going to see probably some really, really big companies fall bankrupt in the next year or two. You're going to see some major changes in our political system. So there's going to be a lot of turbulence around us in our physical reality. And what my guides are telling me is to try to find that light from within yourself and know that this is just a way for our old world to shed its old skin, and we need to be reborn, and we need to go into the next chapter of our lives with newfound insights, with new ways of living our lives, with new ways of relating to each other. That's why even though this change is painful, this change in a way is necessary, and this change is going to last for a little while. So a lot of people are asking me, when do you think the pandemic is gonna be over? Unfortunately, I don't think it's gonna be over very soon, but what's coming is probably not so much about the public health problem, but rather the problem of our physical reality, which is, our government, our financial system. We're gonna see shift in our physical reality. And because of this shift in physical reality, guess what? A lot of individuals are going to see major shift in how they make a living, because obviously corporations are changing, and a lot of old careers may just disappear and new careers will be born. And when everything is shifting like this, obviously a lot of people who cling to the old system, they are going to suffer a lot. So this is all about how soon you can let go of your old reality. So if you're someone who recently lost your job, and if you're struggling financially, I want you to see this as a new opportunity for you to find a new path for your life. That's what my guides are telling me, that a lot of people are suffering with their financial life. A lot of people are running out of money, but what they don't understand is that the old way of making money, or the old money, is going away, and you need to find new money. You need to find new ways to make money. So, and my guides are telling me, all the wisdom is from within. The light is from within, and opportunities will come like miracles, but you must find your center. Because when you panic, when you cling to the old system, when you're clinging to something that's being washed away right now, you're only going to suffer more. So let go of the old structure and embrace the new structure, because a new world is forming, even though we don't see it yet. Now we're just experiencing this process of letting go. So the most important thing, the most important energy pattern this year all the way through next year is letting go. So ask yourself, what can you let go in your life? What is no longer serving you? And what are you willing to let go? And sometimes, guess what? There may be things that are still serving you, but you just know deep down that you need to let go of that. That might be a job, that might be a relationship, that might be a friendship, that might be something physical. But you know what? There are things that in your life right now that you have to let go of. And the sooner you let go, the sooner you will embrace the new chapter of your life. My guides are telling me that a lot of changes that we're experiencing today, even though when they first happened, they may seem like a temporary change just to, deal with this global pandemic. But actually these changes are long lasting. They may even be permanent. So you need to be ready for adapting to these changes. And you're going to find out that after this pandemic is over, our life is not going to be exactly the same as pre-pandemic. It's going to be very, very different. Throughout this pandemic, we are increasingly relying on our virtual connection, right? Just like how I'm connecting with you now. You're not in my physical reality, but you and I are together in this virtual reality, right? And this is going to be long lasting. The trend will continue. More and more people will be working remotely. More and more people will be working from home, and more people will be working through the internet. So start thinking about it. Maybe you can start a business online, or maybe you can find an employer online, or maybe you can create a whole new career in this virtual reality. Because you know what? After this physical restructuring, the virtual reality and our physical reality are going to be more and more blended. My guys are telling me that there is really nothing to be afraid of. The more you're afraid of these things, the more you suffer. So for you right now, life may seem like a roller coaster. And my guides are telling me, hold on tight. You know, it's just a game. It's just a roller coaster. You're not gonna die. You're going to be just fine. And when you finish this ride, you realize this is an important ride for all of us. And we are really riding this into the next chapter of the human history. So there are a lot of amazing things waiting for you. However, right now, you may not be able to see it. You may perceive this situation as negative, as painful, but you know, there is a spiritual lesson in this situation. The sooner you find that lesson for yourself, the sooner you learn that lesson for yourself, the sooner you will transcend your current reality. So ultimately, I think the lesson that is presented to all of us is that we have a spiritual nature, and we need to return to our spiritual nature. We need to return to the source of our wisdom, the source of our strength. So the source of our strength is not in, you know, this physical world, the material world outside, but rather in that still place within ourselves. It's in that divine connection we have with the spirit realm, with God. So find that place, you will be fine, and you will experience an amazing 2020 and 2021. So thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I will see you in the next video.